Hi, if you follow me on YouTube for a while, then you will have seen that I've made quite a few videos on cleaning vacuum cleaners, where I've stripped them down, give them a good clean and then put them back together, and it normally improves the performance as well of the vacuum. And in this video what I want to do is to take apart this vacuum. It's the lupe-pure-cordless vacuum cleaner, and what I want to do is to give it a good clean, basically strip it down, just see how easy that is. But just before we start, all I'd normally say is please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up, click subscribe. I do normally talk about things like cordless vacuum cleaners, household appliances, and there's normally a bit of tech in as well. So I would appreciate it if you just give me a quick subscribe, then we'll make a start. So each time I do one of these videos, people seem to comment that this is a kitchen area where we're preparing food. I'll be honest, it's more of a utility area that we've got at work, so don't worry about that. And also they comment that the shirts I'm wearing are going to get dirty, but don't worry about that. I'm normally pretty clean at doing this. But what I want to do is first of all put down something at the bottom, because it can just make life a lot easier when it comes to clearing up afterwards rather than on the worktop. So I am just going to put this piece of cardboard down. This is mainly what I've got to hand at the moment. It just makes it a lot easier. Let's just take that out at the front so you can see what I'm doing. It just makes it a lot easier clearing up afterwards rather than getting a cloth and wiping up any dust or dirt. So I'd recommend putting some newspaper down or just getting something on the top. So first of all, what we need to do is start to take apart some of the bigger components just to make it a little bit easier to handle. So if you just turn it sideways, at the top here you have got a switch. Hopefully you can see that. And what we want to do is to just remove the handle. So if you just press that down, and then the whole handle will come off. I must say, the whole concept of this vacuum cleaner, I absolutely love it. This has got to be one of my favourite vacuums that I've demonstrated and used over the years. And I have talked about quite a few cordless vacuums over the years. But it's just the way that you can take it apart, replace items. I'm not going to concentrate too much on that at the moment because you'll see that as I go through the video. But this is the handle, so I've just taken that off. Let's take some of the tools off of here. I'll give those a good clean in a moment. Now when it comes to the handle, I suppose there's not a huge amount. You know, you can see it at the top here that it is pretty dirty up here. But I think what I'll do, let's just pop that to the side for a moment. So you can see from the marks on the side here that it's had pretty good innings. It's had quite a lot of use over the last year to year and a half. So this is quite a good time to get this nice and clean. Next, what I want to do is to remove this top part from the floor head at the bottom. So if you normally find it's easier if you just tip it back a little bit, press the button where you've got the hose just there, so that releases that part, and then just round the back you've got the switch on the back, so just pull that and that enables you to take those two parts apart. And I suppose one of the first things to do is to make sure that the bin is empty. I know it sounds obvious, but I know that's one of the main things to do first of all. And to empty the bin on this, it's not quite as easy as when you first see the item. I think for most people it takes a moment to realise how to take the bin off and empty it. But on this one, what you need to do is you've got a button on the front here. So it is a good idea having it on the front, just rather than around the back. So all you do is you press the button on the front and then you take the bin off like that. So as you can see, it is pretty full. So I'm just going to go to the bin and empty it. Well, you can see it's way off the maximum line. This vacuum has got one of the biggest capacities on the market. You're looking around a litre of dirt that you can get in here, which not many vacuums, especially around this price range that this one is, not many vacuums you can get that amount of dirt in. So you can see I've just cleaned that, and at the moment that's really filthy inside. I think what I want to do is I want to start cleaning the items that are the cleanest first, or the least dirty. So this will probably be one of the last things that I clean. Just so I'm not working around my own dirt and dust. So I'm just going to pop that to the side for a moment. And what I am going to do is I'm just going to pop these two items down just so that they are out the way. I suppose one of the first things to clean is the handle of the vacuum. Now there are a couple of ways you can do this. I suppose what I'd normally recommend is to get a damp microfiber cloth. Just get a couple of microfiber cloths. So I've just got a couple here. So I'll just get this a little bit damp. Let's just get some water on there. Doesn't really matter whether it's cold or warm. It certainly doesn't need to be hot. Some people do use antibacterial wipes. Personally, I think they're okay. They have got a place. But I must say I normally get on well with a damp microfiber cloth. That normally seems to do the trick. And then once we've given that a good wipe, always make sure when you're cleaning things like this that where the seals are, just make sure that's nice and clean. So just give it a wipe around where we store the tools, because as you saw earlier some of the tools were quite dirty. And then once we've done that, just get my clean and dry microfiber cloth and just give the handle a good wipe to make sure that's nice and clean. And as far as the handle, that's pretty much it. I suppose, to be fair, there's not normally a huge amount to do, but when you're cleaning the whole vacuum, you just want to make sure it looks nice as well. What I'm going to do is to put this to the side for the moment, because what I don't want to do is to get this near the rest of the vacuum while I'm cleaning it, because it kind of defeats the object of cleaning other items and then getting that part dirty. So the next two items, so we've got the tools here. This is the brushes. So this is the wider bristle brush. This one is really good. So if you vacuum in say a larger area, then that one has done very well for us over the years. All I'd recommend is just getting an old paintbrush or something. This is one we just normally keep in stock to help me clean things like this. So if you just press that and pull it back, you'll see there's quite a few hairs and things. So let's just move that to the side. Just try and get rid of the hairs and put them towards the back here. And you see there's quite a few, there's a bit of a clump of dirt in here. So let's just get that out first. That's not too bad. It makes it a lot easier when it's dry. So there we go. And again, let's just get the damp microfiber cloth first. Just give that a good wipe over. There we are. Let's just push that up. There we go. So just give that a quick dry as well. And I'd say that looks, even in just a quick moment of cleaning that, looks a whole lot better. The next one is the crevice tool. So again, this is a double action brush. As you can see, it's not too bad. I've used it quite a bit, so it has been used quite a bit over the last year and a half or so. But all I'd normally recommend is just taking the hairs and things off. Just make sure that's nice and clean there. Not really a huge amount to do with this, so just give that a quick wipe down. Give the bristles at the end a clean. Just pull that back and give the crevice nozzle a clean as well. So now that's done, just get the dry microfiber cloth and just give that a quick wipe over. And as with the other one, it doesn't really take too much to clean it. So again, let's pop that to the side. So the next part I want to clean is the main floor head. For this, to start with, all you need is just a coin, because what I want to do is to remove the two rollers at the bottom. Now, this is a brilliant design. You've got it's like a spongy roller floor head at the front, and then you've got a quite stiff bristle brush at the back. And what this enables you to do is the pickup ability on this vacuum is absolutely fantastic. I have compared it to other cordless products around the similar price, and I must say it's a very, very impressive vacuum. To undo these, it is recommended to get a coin. You can use a screwdriver, but personally I'd recommend putting a coin in the side because there's much less chance of damaging the head. So just take that out, and that removes the main brush. And then for the second one, just be aware that you go the other way. So we do twist it clockwise to undo it. You can see just around there's quite a lot of dirt that's accumulated around the side, and then just take that off. There we are. So now we've got that apart. That's as much as we can really take apart, but that's as much as we need to. So let's just pop those to the side for a moment. And what I want to do is to get my brush and give it a quick dust down. I try and do the dusting at the back here, just so that we're not working in it at the front. So that's come up pretty well so far, actually. You might find that some areas you might need a slightly stiffer bristle brush, just at the front here, just to get rid of the rubbish on here. But now I've done that, shake any little bits out. What I do really like is that you've got the access here, so if you do get a blockage at all, then you can see if you've got any issues, then it can be at the bottom here, and that's the same as any vacuum cleaner. What I'll do now is, if I get my microfiber cloth, let's give it a wipe out inside here. Even after this, just quick moments of doing this, it's already looking a lot cleaner. That's just on the inside. Just give the wheels a quick wipe. There we are, looks a lot better. Now on the front here, you'll find that you do have to be pretty careful. So I know I said use a damp microfiber cloth, just you don't want to make sure that you don't get any of the electrical connections wet. That's why I only make this a little bit damp. Just pop your cloth inside of the nozzle, just to make sure that's being kept clean. And just on the outside, I suppose on the outside you can use your damp microfiber cloth, or this could be good for the antibacterial wipes. I know some people like to use those. I suppose it depends what you've got on the outside. That's quite a little bit scuffed on the side, a little bit embarrassing for that on there, but nevertheless, let's keep on giving that a quick wipe down. So as far as that part, that's pretty good now. And then once we've done that, let's just get the dry cloth. I'll just use the damp one. So give that a quick wipe over again. There we go. Looking a lot better now. So as far as that part, that's pretty much done now. So again, I'm just going to pop this to the side while I clean the brushes. So we've got the two main brushes here. This has got a whole load of hair wrapped around it. We've got a couple of hairy family members, and what we need to do is to get rid of all the hair. There are a couple of ways you can do this. You can do it exactly like I'm doing at the moment. You can just peel off the hair. On this one it's not too bad. There are some cordless vacuums which are very, very difficult to get the hair off, but I must say I have cleaned this once or twice as far as this part, and this is one of the easier ones. Now what Lupe have done is they have put a couple of little channels in just down the side here, and what this enables you to do is, if you want to get a knife and just cut along here, so just be really gentle about it, always try and use the blade going away from you, just so you don't injure yourself. But by taking that along and just taking the hair off, it just makes it's a much easier process to do it that way. So now I've got rid of pretty much all of the hair on here. That's made it look a lot smarter. Let's just pop that to one side. And as far as the actual foam roller, I suppose there's not a huge amount that we can do with this. I'd just normally recommend getting the damp microfiber cloth and just giving it a good wipe over. These are both replaceable, so if you did want to change these, then you can do. I'd just approach Loop Direct. Just go onto the website and you should be able to buy spares if you need to. Now that we've done that, just give it a quick wipe down at the side as well. There we are. Oh, there's a little bit more hair on that side. There we are. So you don't want to get this too wet. That's why I just make sure that the cloth that you're using is just damp, so it's not too wet. And then once you've done that, just give it a quick wipe over. Looks a lot better. So we just pop that to the side, and then what we can do is we can actually put the floor head back together while we're at this stage. So this head, so the main roller, I suppose the main foam roller goes at the front there. So I'm pleased to see that these are different sizes. You can see here that the caps on the end, they're slightly different. So this is the bigger one, and that's the one we want to put back on first. So if you just locate it on the side like that, just takes a moment to get that in. Don't forget we are going the other way, so we are going to go anti-clockwise to put it back in. That's it. So that's done now. And then for the main, I suppose for the other brush, just make sure we've not got any hairy bits on there. And let's pop that in the side like that. And we're going to go the other way, so to lock it back in, pop that in, just locate it, get your coin, and then turn it. It's normally about a quarter of a turn. And essentially, okay, there's just the odd little hair coming off there, but that's much cleaner now. So I'm just going to put that to the side to make sure we don't get that dirty. So I'll just brush a lot of the dirt to the back, just make sure we're not going to put anything clean on top there. So now I want to look at the main body of the vacuum. I suppose what you can do is you can take the battery out if you want to. The thing I love about these vacuums is that the batteries are replaceable. On a lot of cordless vacuums, you will find that once the battery goes, then if it's a fully sealed unit, then that's it, you need to replace the vacuum. Not a case with a loop. You can just change the battery. There are also some models available in the loop range where you do get 2 batteries, so that's a really good option as well. As far as cleaning in here, personally I'd recommend just having a quick look round. I don't really want to put my damp microfiber cloth in there because I've got the electrical contacts, but what I will do is, as you can see, it is pretty clean in there anyway, so I'm just going to get my dry microfiber cloth, just make sure there's no dirt or dust in there. Then let's just pop the battery back on, just make sure I don't get any more dirt or dust in there. As you have a look round the back, this is where the bin would normally be located, so let's just give this a quick dust down inside. I must say, for the amount it's been used over the last year and a half, then this is actually pretty clean. So just give that a quick dust down like that. Pop the knife to the side. With the damp microfiber cloth, you'll see in here, what I want to do is I just want to give that a good clean. I do normally say any seals, like rubber seals, make sure they're really kept clean. So just give it a wipe out inside and on the back. Make it look smart. So that's that part done. And let's just get the dry cloth, give that seal a really good clean. If you find any seals are not kept clean, or if you do get any dirt or dust, actually around the seal, then you can find it can have a really big impact on the suction, and that's the same on any vacuum. So now that we've got that part of the vacuum clean, the next thing to have a look at is the hose. Just have a look inside. There's not a huge amount you can do as far as the cleaning inside. The advantage of this, as opposed to a lot of other vacuums, is you can actually take this off and you can actually just pop the tools in here and just go and vacuum. It just makes it nice and light when you're doing that. But as far as inside, that looks pretty clean anyway. So really all I wanted to do was just to give the outside of the vacuum a quick wipe over with my damp cloth. So looking a lot better now. That's just a quick wipe over, and there we are, looking a lot smarter. So now we've done that, let's pop the main body of the vacuum to the side, just out the way because I don't want to get that dirty again. And then we're on to, I suppose, the dirtiest part of the vacuum. This is the bin. Now what you can do is, if I take the filter out, you'll see on here that that's, to be fair, it's not been cleaned for a while. So what you'll find is if you don't clean the filters, then it does have a big impact on how well the vacuum will perform. I just showed you there how easy it was to take out. That just pops back in there. There's no twisting, there's no other case to undo or anything. So just take that out, and what I'd normally recommend is coming over to the sink and just giving this a good wash. So these filters are washable. What I'd normally recommend with any vacuum, actually, let's just get rid of some of the dust first before we start to wash it. That's it, just get rid of the, even just tapping it a little bit, you see how much dirt and dust I've got off that, and onto my hands as well. My hands are a bit filthy. Let's just give this a quick wash as I'm talking to you. But what I normally recommend is, when you buy any cordless vacuum, when you've got filters that are washable, then buy replacement filters. And what I mean by this is that when you come to wash the filters like this, you always have to leave the vacuum or leave the filters for around 24 hours before you can use the vacuum again. So now I've washed those, you will see that they're a lot cleaner now. But the main thing is you have to leave these for about 24 hours before they're fully dry, before you can put them in the vacuum. And I suppose what I was getting at, if I had a spare set of filters, then what I can do is I can just put those spare set of filters in the vacuum straight away, so you haven't got any downtime of using the vacuum. At the moment I've only got one set of filters, so that's one I suppose downside at the moment, that I need to let these completely dry before putting these back in the vacuum. So let's just pop those towards the, no, I'm going to put those out of the way because they're nice and clean. Now as far as the main bin, as you can see here at the back, there's quite a lot of dust and dirt in here. So you can actually take some of this apart. So let's take that apart carefully because I don't want to get too much dirt and dust around. It gets a little bit stiff because there's a lot of dirt and rubbish in here. So despite me emptying the bin, that was in there as well. Let's just pop that to the back. That's not a fault of the vacuum or the manufacturers at all. That's me not paying too much attention to keeping it clean. So this is the, I suppose, like inner shroud. That's first of all, let's give this a good brush down. I'll just show you that. There's a lot of dirt and dust around here at the moment, so I need to do it at some point. This is almost the worst part of it, but good thing is it's nice and easy to do. There are other cordless manufacturers, cordless vacuum manufacturers, where to get in this part you have to really do a lot of work to get at it. There's a lot of work involved, and the manufacturers don't normally recommend going this far. But the good thing about Lupe is that this is all consumer friendly. you can do this. It's quite easy. And then once you've given that a good dusting, then just make sure you give that a good wipe round with your damp microfiber cloth. Go it on the inside. Just be careful of the mesh. You just don't want to squash that at all. And then once you've done that, just get your clean and dry microfiber cloth and give that a wipe over, and just on the inside there, so it's looking a lot smarter. Just pop that to one side. And as far as the bin, the good thing is now we've got a nice porthole, so we can just get the either get the brush inside. So just give that a good brush here. I suppose some people want to clean it, so they just want to give it a wash. I'm never normally a huge fan of doing that. It's just really a case of, so to get rid of the dust and the dirt. Thinking that's it. So now that we've done that, let's get the damp cloth. You could find you actually need a couple of cloths depending on how dirty the vacuum is. Annoyingly at the moment I've only got two. I've just got a dry and a damp cloth. I should really have been prepared and had probably a couple of damp ones. So that's pretty easy to just get in there. You can spend some time doing this, but I'm just giving it a quick wipe over at the moment. And again, just make sure the seals at the bottom are fully clean and clear of any dirt and debris, because it can be little bits like this, but that can have a big impact on the suction of the vacuum. That's nice and clean now. To the side, and you want to make sure this is fully dry before you put it back together. I suppose you can find that you could, rather than trying to dry it with this cloth, you might not get to all of the areas, and you could just leave it for a couple of hours. Just go and make a cup of tea. I must say I could do with a tea or coffee at the moment. It's quite early in the morning when I'm recording this. But anyway, for the sake of this cleaning, I think that's pretty much okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this area, and then we can start to put the vacuum back together. So now that the whole area is clean, then I've made sure that the filters at the top here are nice and dry. So I've left those around 24 hours to dry properly. That's nice and easy to put back together. As far as the main canister, that just slots into the top there. That just clips into place, and then you just drop the filter in like that. Shut the bin. So that's already done. As far as the rest of the vacuum, let's start from the bottom up. So we've got the main floor head, and just pop that on top there. That hose just clips in. Look at that, lovely and white, nice and clean now. Just let's get the tools, pop those on. Looking a little Bobby Dazzler. So just pop that in, just show you that. So that just clips in like that, dead easy. And then round the back, just get the bin, and that clips into place. So I think we're pretty much done. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the cleaning of the Lupe-Pure Cordless Vacuum Cleaner. All I normally say is please subscribe to my YouTube channel, just give us a quick thumbs up, click subscribe and leave any comments below. I'd always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video. If you didn't enjoy it, then let me know why. Also, if you've got any questions on the vacuum, we have got one of these that's a full working model and it is in operation pretty much every day, then just pop it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.